So the 4th of July is right around the corner, and I wanted to come up with a simple little decoration that you can make and display on a countertop, a mantle, an end table, wherever you'd like. So I'm going to show you how to create this. So what you need is watercolors, watercolor paper. If you have any old blocks around your house, or if you can go to a thrift store or wherever, some wire and a little bit of glitter. And then also to make these star shapes, I went and I just picked out 3 star cookie cutters. And you can find the cookie cutters right now, the star cookie cutters. I got these at Michael's, but you can get them probably anywhere because the 4th of July is around the corner and everywhere is stars right now. So, and I got 3 different sizes. All right, so I'm going to take my first cookie cutter and I'm just going to trace it onto my watercolor paper. And you can trace it on the inside if you want or the outside of the cookie cutter. It doesn't really matter. We're going to be cutting these anyways. Okay, so there is one, and I will take my second size and trace that one. Now you can trace these with a regular pencil, you could trace it with a watercolor pencil, it doesn't really matter. The watercolor pencil obviously will absorb into the water, so you don't have to lighten up your lines, because I'm going to lighten up my lines in a minute. And your third one. And if you have 4, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can even make just one star if you want to. And it doesn't even have to be a star. You could do this for really any holiday. You could do pumpkins for Halloween and trees for Christmas. It doesn't really matter. All right, so I am going to take my kneaded eraser and I'm just going to lighten up my lines a little bit here. But I still want to be able to see it. All right, so I've got my 3 star shapes and I am going to just take my paintbrush and put water into my star. We're going to be doing a wet on wet technique with this. So just get your star shape nice and filled up with some water. You don't want it to be too saturated because you don't want it to be puddling too much, but you want a good amount on there. All right, I'm going to take my red, and I believe this is my Cad Red. And I'm just going to start putting in little dots of Cad Red here and there. And you can go close to the edge if you want to. Now I'm not going to outline my whole star with the red because I want some blue on the outside as well, not just the red. So go ahead and drop in as much as you want. All right, and then I'm going to pop in, I believe this is my indigo. You can use any shades of blue or red you want. These are just the 2 colors that I chose. And then of course, red and blue make purple. So where they meet up, you are going to start getting some purplish tints. If you want to carefully outline a little bit. And I'm going to bring in a little more blue over here. All right. All right, so there's the first one. We're gonna let that dry and then we will see if we need to add another little layer of paint to it. All right, so put that over there. You're gonna take your second star and again, just apply water. And I'm going to use the same colors. So my Cad Red and my indigo again. I'm just going to pounce that in everywhere. wash off your brush, grab your blue, and you want some of the white still showing through because it is red, white, and blue. So you'll just leave the white of the paper showing through for the white. Okay. All right, let that one dry and go on to the third. All right, and drop in your two colors again. So the wet on wet effect will just make them all bleed together. And it'd be really pretty too if you did one that was all blue and white and one that was all red and white. You could do that as well. Mix it up a little bit. But I'm just gonna do all three of them red, white, and blue. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my first one. And let's see here. It's still a little wet. I'm gonna drop in a little bit more of my red. And I'm just gonna drop it in on sections that I already have red because I just wanna deepen up what's already there. I don't wanna cover up my blue or my white anymore. All right, and then I think I'm gonna take a little bit of my blue, do the same thing. Just kind of go over where I already have blue. Just deepen it up in certain sections. All right. And I'm gonna dry these really quick because my second and my third one are definitely still wet. So I'm gonna dry these really quick and then we're gonna see if we're gonna need another little coat on the other two. Okay, so I went ahead and I dried my stars. And I think I'm just gonna give a couple little more coat of the red and the blue to the second and third one here, just to deepen it up. And then this one here, I think I wanna lighten it up a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some water to certain areas. And I'm just gonna take my paper towel and just kind of lift up some of that paint. I just kind of lost some of the lightness on this little one here. I just want to lighten it up a little bit. So I'm just taking water and lifting up some of my paint. All right. And I'm just going to put a little bit more red in this area here. I went out of the lines a little bit, which is fine. Just take your paper towel and soak it up. We're going to be cutting these out anyways and leaving a little bit of a white border. All right, so I'm going to let these two dry. And now that this one is pretty dry, what we're going to do is we're going to add, I just have some glitter paint. You can use glitter glue, glitter paint, whatever. And I am just gonna put a little bit of, oh, actually, you know what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna cut these out because I wanna add the glitter to the white part, the outline on this one. And then I'm gonna add most of the glitter right onto the star on this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out really quick. When you're cutting it out, you're gonna wanna leave a little bit of a white border. That way when you layer your stars, they will pop off each other a little bit. And you can see each of the outlines of the stars. right, so now that I have all 3 stars cut out, I'm going to take that glitter glue and take a brush that you don't really care about, just a generic brush. And I'm going to start applying the glitter to the smallest one first. And I'm using silver glitter, but you can use any color you want. All right, so I did the glitter on the whole star, and on the largest star, I'm just going to do a little bit of the glitter on the outline where I left the white border. Because these stars are going to be layering each other. Go ahead and let that dry. Now don't forget to put your paintbrush in the water, because this glitter glue or glitter acrylic paint will definitely ruin your brush. I did not put any glitter on the middle one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna layer these, and I'm gonna show you a couple different ways that you can layer it. So this is the way that I'm going to be doing it. I'm gonna be layering it like this. I'm just stacking them, and I'm gonna put a little bit of a dab of glue. I do want them to pop. So see how on my original one here, they pop a little bit? I just put a little bit of glue right in the middle of each star and then press them together. So that's one way you could do it. Another way you could do it is you could just even make it look like a shooting star with the smallest one, then the medium, and then the large. So it's kind of like in a little arc shape right there. And you can also, if you wanted to go straight up and down, layer them this way and then connect it from the bottom so they could be layered up that way. But I am going to just layer it one right on top of the other. And so I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, just a little dot right in the middle of there. Then I'm gonna put this one down, put a little bit of glue in the middle of that one, and then just lay this one down. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then I also wanna show you how I made the block. So just go and thrift blocks if you want. You can buy them. I think they still sell blocks in the store, or whatever. You can use wood, you can use whatever you want. And then I have wire here, and I don't know what gauge wire this is, but it's not too thick, it's not too thin. And I'm just gonna wrap my block, and you wanna leave a good amount. So I've got it wrapped around this way, and you just wanna leave, it might be a little too much, let me make it a little smaller. You wanna leave a good amount because you're going to make a little spiral at the top. So then trim it here where the other one is, so they're about the same size. And you're gonna bring these 2 pieces of wire together, and you're just gonna spin your block. And you're gonna just tighten it up a little bit. And if you want, you can put a little dab of glue there so it doesn't move as well. Then you're gonna take these 2 wire, and you're just gonna wrap them around your finger, a pen, whatever, and you're gonna make a little spiral. And the spiral is gonna sit right on top of the block like that. And then after I glue my stars together, I'm gonna glue them right on top of the wire right there. Actually, I'm gonna glue it right behind. You don't wanna put the glue on your painting. You want the glue behind it. Like I did this one. I just did a little dab of hot glue here. You can use any glue you want. I chose hot glue because it just dries really fast. So I put a little dot of hot glue here, a little dot between each of the stars, and then a little dot on the back also, so it stays on the wire nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I will show you. Okay, so I went ahead and I glued this. It's all nice and hardened already because it was the glue gun, so I just waited a minute for it to dry. And there you go. So you can do all sorts of different shapes. You could do all sorts of different color blocks. It doesn't really matter, but they're so cute. It's just a simple and easy little craft to do for any holiday, really. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. You can make a comment in this comment section. Let me know how you think these turned out, and if you have other ideas as well. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more videos like this one. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.